Let me describe a specific type of exhaustion that has nothing to do with physical work. It is the deep, heavy fatigue of the person who walks into a room and immediately starts scanning. They don't just enter a conversation, they analyze it. They track micro-expressions. They listen to the tone of a voice more than the words being spoken. They notice who is tense, who is left out, and who is about to explode. And like a chameleon, they shift. They become exactly who the room needs them to be. To the outside world, these people seem incredibly charming, adaptable, and emotionally intelligent. They are often the therapist friend, the peacemaker, the one who is low maintenance. But internally, they are not connecting. They are surviving. This is the psychology of people who live in social survival mode. Most of us think of survival mode as a response to physical danger, fight or flight. But for many, the danger isn't a predator, it is rejection, conflict, or unpredictability in human connection. When you live in social survival mode, your nervous system perceives interaction not as an opportunity for joy, but as a threat to be managed. And the strange part is, most people who live this way don't even realize they're doing it. They think they're just good with people. But there is a distinct difference between empathy and hyper-vigilance. Empathy is feeling with someone. Hyper-vigilance is monitoring someone to ensure you remain safe. Empathy comes from peace, hyper-vigilance comes from fear. Psychologically, this behavior usually stems from an early environment where the emotional climate was unstable. Maybe you grew up with a parent who was volatile, or perhaps you were bullied and learned that having an opinion made you a target. In these environments, the child learns a very specific survival strategy. If I can predict how you feel, and if I can become what you need me to be, I won't get hurt. This is often called the fawn response. It is people-pleasing weaponized for safety. The person in social survival mode becomes an expert at reading the room because at one point their safety depended on it. But the cost of this adaptation is immense, because when you're constantly performing safety, you are never truly known. You are surrounded by friends, yet you feel invisible. Why? Because people love the mask, not the person behind it. They love your adaptability. They love that you never cause problems. But deep down, you fear that if you stopped performing, if you stopped smiling, fixing and agreeing, the love would disappear. This leads to a confusing paradox. You become the container for everyone else's emotions while your own remain sealed tight. You don't ask for help because in your internal rulebook, having needs feels dangerous. This makes social interaction physically draining. You'll hear these people say, "I feel like I need to sleep for a week after that party." That isn't just introversion, that is the crash that comes after holding your nervous system in a state of high alert for hours. You weren't just chatting, you were neurologically diffusing bombs that hadn't even gone off yet. And it doesn't end when you leave the room. This is where the replay loop begins. You lie in bed and dissect every interaction. Did I talk too much? Did that joke land? Did they look annoyed? This is the brain trying to retroactively secure safety. It is a loop of anxiety that whispers, if I figure out what I did wrong, I can prevent rejection next time. Another trait is the inability to set boundaries. To a nervous system wired for survival, a boundary feels like an act of war. Saying no feels like risking abandonment. So you say yes until you burn out. You let people overstep, not because you're weak, but because your brain calculates that the pain of resentment is safer than the danger of conflict. But here's where the shift happens. There comes a point, usually in adulthood, where the armor becomes too heavy. You realize that the danger you're protecting yourself from is no longer in the room. The chaos of the past is over, but your body is still reacting as if it's happening now. Healing from social survival mode doesn't mean becoming antisocial, it means learning a new kind of safety. A safety that comes from authenticity, not adaptation. It starts with a terrifying experiment, the practice of being disappointing. It means daring to be in a bad mood and seeing that your friends don't leave. It means disagreeing and realizing the world doesn't end. It means sitting in silence without rushing to fill it, teaching your nervous system that silence does not equal anger. For the person who has lived in survival mode, just be yourself is a neurological risk. It requires teaching the brain that you can be imperfect and still be safe, that you can be too much or not enough and still be worthy. The goal isn't to stop being observant. That is a gift you earned in the fire. The goal is to turn the dial down, to stop scanning the room for danger and start scanning it for joy, to stop asking, who do they want me to be, and start asking, who do I want to be right now? If you recognize yourself in this, know that you are not broken. You are a survivor of an emotional war that ended a long time ago. Your body just hasn't received the news yet. But you can tell it. You can remind yourself gently that you no longer have to earn your place in the room. You can just be. And the right people will love you for that, not for the performance. Surviving is what got you here, but being real, that is how you finally start to live.